is the last semester of 2023. We have lined online great things for you guys this semester. Before I tell you what these great things are that we have put online for you this semester, number one, I would want to make a comment about marking. Marking is ongoing. Performance, of course, as usual, terrible. But at the end of the day, we shall do what we shall overcome. We shall overcome. Most of you will tell me, most of you will do what you will pass. Now, my three things that we have placed on the table for you this semester. Number one, given the interesting things that are going on at CASNEP, these guys are making so many changes, so many great and bad things are on the way. I would recommend us to change our tact in terms of how we revise for these CASNEP courses, for these CASNEP examinations. All right, we must change our attitude. How do we study these papers? Remember, in most cases, all of us stay at home and then we wait for release of results. After results are released, which this time around, they'll be released at around 3rd of October. So meaning that the whole of this month, chances are you may not be attending any classes. So come 3rd of October, results are released, you've passed. So you come and, for example, pick 4 papers in the advanced level. So meaning that you'll basically have the 3 weeks of October, 4 weeks of November. Those are 7, call them even 8 weeks of studying. Do you really expect to get good results if you study for just 8 weeks? Those are too few weeks to study. Ladies and gentlemen, what we have done as a college, we have said we are going to give you guys some great offer. And this offer is that you will just pay us a commitment fee for the students who are waiting for results. Students who are waiting for results and who are going to study with us online, you will just pay us a commitment fee of Kenya shillings 1,200 per paper. And then we shall stay in the class till your results are released. When your results are released, we shall be able to bang that table and say, hey, now pay us the fees, preferably in full. Preferably in full. Is that a good offer or a bad offer? Is that a good offer or a bad offer? What do you think of that offer? Where you'll only pay us a commitment fee of 1,200, some money that you can, you may not feel a lot of pain if the unfortunate happens. It's a good offer. Very nice, yes. For BDA, no. BDA is a tough paper. BDA is a bit expensive. BDA, we shall need you to give us 2,000. BDA, you shall have to give us 2,000 to get started. 2,000 to get started. Great. Thank you so much. Now, why are we doing that? This thing of studying for 7 weeks is no longer tenable. Is no longer practical. So if you pay 1,200 for FM, then you pass the paper. What Damaris, then you have not understood here. Damaris has not understood. Then I get what Damaris is saying. Damaris perhaps thinks she may fail AFM. So she wants to get to class on day 1 with this AFM. She pays us 1,200 shillings. And this 1,200, when exams are out, she gets a pass. What happens with this money? From KRA's perspective, initially we used to refund students' fees, but nowadays you can't really convince KRA that you are refunding a lot of fees to students. That cannot happen, all right? So KRA, they'll expect once you have paid fees like this, we simply remove expenses that are allowable and pay tax. So nowadays we have a no refund fee policy. I've always seen people coming to my office crying. They want to refund. We can't refund for very many reasons. However, the 1,200, if that happens, then the 1,200 can be shifted to another course. We have got very many great courses at RCM. For example, the practical courses, practical accountancy, practical auditing. We have Excel, we have QuickBooks. You'll be able to utilize that money in those practical courses, which at the end of the day, come up with what year? A certificate. So I know Damaris expected us to refund. No, don't want to refund Damaris. We can only put you in class. Once you pass, then the 12, the whole of it will not even cut a single shilling. The whole of it will be taken to a different paper. What if, for example, you've come for AFM, the students who are coming from intermediate level, they have come for AFM, it's per unit, yes. They have come for AFM, and then unfortunately, in this case here, they do what they fail in intermediate. Then what will happen is that in the intermediate level, they shall only pay what we call the retake fees. There is a retake fees. So retake fees, if retake fees is at 200, your 1,200 will be taken back to that retake fees. You'll only pay us 2,000 shillings, and then you'll be able to continue doing the paper that you have unfortunately failed. Of course, you're not looking at failing, but always in life, it's good to have options because things happen. Things happen. Things happen. Things happen. All right. The 1,200 is per paper, yes. The 1,200 is per paper. So that is something that I would want us to, ladies and gentlemen, use and maximize. There is no way this shortened semester, we can't thrive by attending fewer sessions. No, don't stay at home. It's day one policy. And from day one, ensure that you are running as fast as possible. Don't come on day one and then you start running slowly like a kid. No, it's still a marathon. Hoping for the best, hoping that you'll be able to pass, right? And then you'll be able to, thanks Nyongesa, yes, then you'll be able to overcome. Somebody is asking for our number. If you'd want in this case here to make the payment, like make that payment tonight, our number, of course, for inquiry is 0719 525,000. 0719 525,000 is the number you need to inquire and get details. For example, our pay bill is 6242 859. 6242. Am I confusing something? 6242 869. 6242 869. So Julius, what we have said is that we expect all our students to join us from day one. And we have made an offer for students to pay just a commitment fee of Kenya shillings 1,200 per paper, and then they enjoy classes. Our pay bill is 6242 849. I think I'm losing out some digit there. Let me just confirm. 6242 839, yes. 6242 839. Thank you very much, Rafi. Yes. 6242 839. Of course, account number is your name. Account number is your name. Great. So that's staff number one. Staff number two. Item number 2 on the table. From 2024, CASNEB is introducing AMA as a compulsory paper. All right? AMA as a compulsory paper. Then as a school, what we have done, we have not been teaching AMA. For the previous semesters, we've been having AMA video only. The semester, as we prepare for 2024, we shall start teaching this AMA because we're also seeing there is now more demand. The students who want to start doing this AMA from this semester, Advanced Management Accounting. So that's a new concept for us, right? For so long, AMA has not been on our timetable. We've been giving students videos, but this semester from tomorrow, AMA will be among the papers we shall be teaching. Even if it will get like 20 students, 30 students, we will now have AMA because from next semester, it's going to be what year at a paper. Great. Leshamta is asking whether we have a videos on advanced public finance. Not at all. We only have the book. But even this paper, we shall introduce it for the sake of the students who are in the public sector. We shall have to introduce it. Great. So what else? What else do we have? What else do we have? Yes. Now, for the advanced level and the intermediate, that's financial management, financial reporting, advanced financial management, advanced financial reporting, we have introduced 5 a.m. classes. 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. classes. So I'm so sure there are students who have always been telling us to start those classes. Now then you have got something new from us. You should be able to take advantage of that. And then you get time to study. Because what we also realized previously, you could get, for example, like BDA. You have so many students who have registered for BDA, those late night class, but they don't attend. They only depended on videos, which was wrong. Now we have decided to bring classes in the early morning. We hope we shall get a quorum. We hope we shall get a quorum. Once we get a quorum, then we shall be able to roll out all those classes for what year? For all the papers. I pay 1,200 is per paper. So if it's 3 papers you want, it's 3,600. Great, great. For BDA, we are charging 8,000 Kenya shillings. 8,000 Kenya shillings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing that I would want to speak about, times are hard. Inflation is biting, right? Biting, of course, you. It's also biting us in terms of our employees. We want to make our employees' livelihood even much better. All right? Now, because of that, we are going to adjust our fees a little bit. Of course, you must have realized in the market, we are normally the cheapest. Cheap is good, but I mean, for the interest of our staff internally here and the growth of our college, we must keep on making adjustments to the fees. So, Mwalimu, are you going to increase these fees so heavily? No. We are taking these fees to 4,500 per paper. 4,500 per paper. All right? 4,500 per paper. All right? All right? So the 4,200 has been an offer, and that offer is ending tomorrow. The offer of 4,200 is ending tomorrow. So long as you pay, even if it's a coin, even if you pay a coin, even if it's the 1,200, then you'll be able to enjoy the 4,200. But from Tuesday, now every student in this case here to join our classes here, you'll be paying 4,500. You'll be able to see a change in that advert. It will be 4,500. Why have we increased the fees? Number one, it's because of inflation. Number two, it's because of additional services that we have introduced. For example, now we have ensured that our learning management system is stable. That calls for what here? Paying a high amount in terms of what here? The databases, right? We have now introduced better services. We have LMS. In this LMS, you'll be able to get access to all the videos. You'll be able to get access to notes, right? So you'll be getting Zoom classes. You are getting notes. Now you're getting videos, right? I'm so sure for the students who are with us last semester, of course, we started with a few technical hitches here and there with this LMS, but most of the students, towards the end of the semester, they can bear witness with us that they were really happy with the LMS. They were happy with this learning management system. Is that the case? The Cliff is saying true, right? A portal where you'll be able to open, get videos, watch some of the videos, because there is no way, ladies and gentlemen, we shall be able to finish these syllabuses if we don't complement videos with what year? Videos with it's the best years. Videos with live classes. We must pick the two together. So because of that, we are going to introduce the fees by just 300 Kenya shillings. Somebody is asking about BDA. BDA, we charge 8,000 Kenya shillings. The increase in fees will take it to 8,500. It's a serious paper. Chipchumba is saying she's torn between joining classes and waiting for results. Don't be torn in between. Don't be a watermelon. Don't sit on the fence. You must start your classes tomorrow, Chipchumba. It is day one policy. And that's why we have made it a little bit easy for you. You just pay us 1,200 Kenya shillings. You pay 1,200 Kenya shillings commitment fee, and then you wait for results. The 4,200 includes classes, notes, and videos. Yes, Kennedy. 4,200 includes videos, notes, and the Zoom classes. Why are we doing all these great things? KASNEB is coming up with very, very many changes. Like right now, they have brought this policy of 10 years maximum time for you to finish your entire CPA. All right. If you register for your CPA today, they're giving you how many years to clear your entire CPA? 10 years. Now, you know, they gave us quite some big news there. Now, the question is, what of students who have already been in the system for more than 10 years and they haven't cleared their CPA? They have been in the system for more than 10 years and they haven't cleared their CPA. CASNEP, they have been silent on that, which is very worrying because I'm so sure at the end of, say, this year, or they'll come and, for example, bombard our students with, we have given you just 1 year to clear the entire thing. We have written a letter to them telling them that they should give our students who have taken more than 10 years. Remember, these guys never took more than 10 years without clearing this CPA because of their own liking, really. Everybody would want to clear this thing as fast as possible. Some of these people are mothers. They took a break to go and take care of young families. All right. Some of them in this case, they came to CPA and they got hard knocks, failed round 1, failed round 2, failed round 3. They thought of taking a break because the 10-year policy wasn't there that time. All right. So in this case, ladies and gentlemen, you have asked them to give, from the time they make this announcement, for the students who will be in the advanced level, they should be able to give us like 2 years, right? A bonus for the students who will be in the advanced level. And anybody, for example, who is in the intermediate level and they started long time ago, they add like 1 year, 3 years, etc. You know, like in the ACCA, like in the UK, once you do your 10 years, without finishing your qualification, what happens is that they deregister you. They deregister you from the qualification. And if you want to continue, they ask you to start from scratch. In short, they revoke all your credits and announce in the news line. They announce in the news line that Lesham Ta now does not have any credit for CPA. That means that totally you change the course. Maybe you go and do home science or something deep, which will be very, very bad, isn't it? Very, very bad. We don't want that to happen. All right? Or farming, like Cliff is saying there. Farming, like Cliff is saying there. So what am I talking about here? The most important thing, ladies and gentlemen, that you would need to do, like I told you guys on my TikTok, and please follow me on TikTok, Joshua Aura RCM. Follow me on TikTok. Very important because I go live there every day. All right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm talking about is a fact that from today moving forward, you shall never be taking breaks. Every time, it doesn't matter how you perform, every time you must do an exam. And every semester, you must get into class on day 1. Because this thing of procrastinating, you stop classes in between, they really make you to push forward and think over how about me not doing exams this December? How about me doing these exams next year? And that is where the problem begins. So every semester we shall be attempting exams. If you keep on attempting these exams often, there is no way you'll keep on failing severally. And every semester we must be very serious. You see, like, for example, last semester, like my AFM students, like my BD, actually BD, let me just quote BDA. AFM, I know we had a lot of efforts that we had put in, but those efforts we put in cannot rival the efforts that BDA guys had to put in. BDA guys went an extra mile. No wonder the BDA guys were able to see everything we did in their papers. Because these BDA guys, these guys were studying every day of the week, waking up at 4 a.m. And they never even wanted any teacher to assist them. These guys were doing this thing by their own. The teacher could only get in, of course, incognito without giving them any notice or even showing my name there. And then I would see some ladies here like Candy, like somebody, they were guiding others. That is the kind of effort I would want to see from all students. All right. Of course, BDA, they could do that because they're only doing one paper. like the AFM guys, AFR, they also tried, but because they were doing many papers, then their efforts could not be seen very well. But the BDA, the students who are coming to BDA, please, if there is an example that I would want you to take up, is the example of last semester students. Those guys did wonders. They were doing only one paper, and because of that, they were studying. BDA timetable, we have classes on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Those are the teacher-led classes. Like now, tomorrow I'll be meeting you guys. But during the other days, we expect students in this case here to go an extra mile and organize classes every other day. Every other day. Great. So I can see in this case here really says we shall go for ACCA. You not pass ACCA, Lily. If you fail CPA, you can't pass ACCA. I'm not saying that you're stupid, Lily, but there is something you need to know. For you to pass ACCA, like myself, I'm an FCCA, I'm a fellow of ACCA. You need to be very good in Excel. Two things. Lili si kobaya, but you must be very good in Excel. Those guys, they will go and hide, for example, their balance sheet, statement of financial position, then you'll need, in this case here, out of the stuff they've hidden, you use the VLOOKUP to search for them. All right. Then number two, ACCA, you have to be very good in typing, because the exams are 3-hour exams and everything you're typing from beginning. So if CPA at times makes these students here sweat and then they are writing by hand, what if now you've got two things that make you sweat? Typing itself is an issue. You can't type as fast as you required. And then number two, now the exam is also tough. Then you can easily die. So you can't convince me that you can run away from CPA to ACCA. That will be tantamount to somebody in this case here jumping from a frying pan to fire directly. ACCA, like the students that have been teaching Excel, that Omondi has been teaching Excel for the last 2 weeks. And then you go ahead and pass BDA. Invest in a computer. Ensure that you are very good in typing. Ensure that you are very good in typing. You are very good in typing. In this case here, for example, get what we call, you practice using what we call a typing tutor or typing master. There are those programs you type using. So for example, you are ASDF, the home keys, the JKL semicolon. You can type in this case here without looking at the keyboard at all. Once you reach that level, then I'll be able to say tick, go ACCA way. And that is why most employers, like just the other day, most employers will tell you, I don't want somebody who has done CPA. I want somebody who has done ACCA. It's because ACCA prepares their students to be work ready. But for you to be able to pass ACCA, you must really be prepared. It's a global qualification. Students who have done ACCA some time back with me here, some of them are chief finance officers at Qatar Airways. It's a global qualification that makes your skills portable. You can easily take them to UAE. You can take them to England. You can take them to wherever, but you must be willing to pay the price in terms of water technology. And the way to go is to ensure that you clear your CPA, and then you go to Excel, and ensure you take advantage of the Excel that we teach here. After that, do your BDAs. After that, ladies and gentlemen, then you go straight away and do your what year? You do your ACCA, and then ACCA, remember, comes with a first degree. ACCA comes with a master's. It's a great qualification. If I were you, I would think of ACCA throughout. Edwin Buni anasema unamaliza CPA kwa market, alafu anasema ACCA, and then anasema mwadhani arogoshuo. No. Remember, once you are in the accounting field, Edwin, you are basically in what we call a lifelong learning process. It's called continuous learning. It's called continuous learning. Like myself, I will always ensure that I book for exams. I book for exams. At times, I don't even do them because of the nature of my work. I book for exams every other semester. Every other semester. Like this semester, what am I doing? I just decided out of my crazy thoughts, I decided to do some basic Chinese. So by December, I'm so sure I'll have known how to count, ni hao, etc. But most importantly, by December, I should have known how to translate financial statements from Chinese to English, because I'm looking at a market. I attended some meeting at KRA, and there are so many businesses that are coming from China, right? So they would want those translate. So I CIFA. So every semester, you know, and again, those are things I'm studying at my own time during, my free time, etc. So every time, it's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process. Like Saumu, if I were you, because of this Islamic perspective of Arabic, I would do Arabic. It's one of the recommended languages in the UN. Yes. But I would want us to have that talk later on, because really this is about this semester. It's about us opening a college tomorrow. It's about us opening college tomorrow. So what do I expect you guys to do as your principal? I expect you guys to put the best foot forward in terms of discussion groups, in terms of attending all classes, all right? In terms of knowing that this is serious business, all right? And then, of course, if you do that, we shall overcome. So a recap. Number one, it's day one policy. All of us are starting classes tomorrow. If you don't have money, if, for example, for some reason you fear you may fail, we have told you just give us a commitment fee of 1,200 per paper. Number two, given the dynamism, the changes, many changes that you're seeing CASNEP doing, we want to get this hell out of here. We don't want to keep on repeating these things. We must be very serious with our studies from day one. Discussion groups, etc., ensuring even our teachers. Next weekend, we have a get together with all the teachers. And I would really put it to them that we must change our way of even teaching. All right? We must give students a lot of materials on the LMS and tell students, for example, if it is this thing we are teaching, blah, 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 blah. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Mwalimu has done blah, 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 3 things. So the other blah, blah, students should be able to be told, hey, you'll get this from the LMS. And then now remember, we have introduced the morning classes, not for all subjects, but for the quantitative papers, etc. Morning classes, 5 a.m. classes. All right. All right. Which class do I take, BDA or AFM stroke AFRA? If you did just say AFM, AFRA last semester, I would prefer you do BDA. You do BDA. I would prefer you do BDA this time round. You do BDA this time round. As you wait for results. MA is still in the intermediate, although they're introducing MA in the advanced level from 2024. If there is anybody who does not like AMA, and then by any chance you had cleared intermediate level long time ago, but you have been procrastinating, thinking that, hey, I'll do this advanced next, and you don't like AMA, they have given us just one window, December sitting. They said, try December sitting. If you have the intermediate qualification, you cleared intermediate long time ago, and you want to run away from AMA, do these advanced exams in the December sitting. If you try in the December sitting, even if you fail all the papers, then they'll not need you to do AMA. But I mean, if I were you, why would I run from AMA? If I were you, I would do this AMA. Advanced Management Accounting, ladies and gentlemen, is all about blogging, providing information to management, information that management will be able to use to make decisions. It's a good paper, although people fear it so much, but it's a good paper. The only problem is that come now year 2024, you guys will be doing how many compulsory papers? 4 compulsory papers. We have AMA, we have advanced financial reporting, we have advanced financial management, leadership and management. And then now you go and choose one optional paper. So those are 5 papers before you do BDA. So it means for sure that whether you like it or not, CASNEB has lengthened the time of you guys being in the advanced level, because now you can't do the advanced level in 2 semesters. You'll be taking like 1.5 years to do the advanced level. 1.5 years to do the advanced level alone. Why? Because you see, for example, depending on how busy you are, you'll do 3 at first, and then you do 2, right? And then now you go to BDA that you do in isolation. That's 1 year, assuming you don't fail in between, 1 year. From then now we have, in this case here, the workshops and blah, 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 blah. So that means 1.25 years, 1.5 years. LMS is a big thing. I'm sure we shall overcome CASNEB, yes. Thank you, Nyongesa. LMS for sure. It's the big thing now because you'll be able to get the videos. You have the notes there. We shall be able to conquer this thing. So is there anybody who has got any question before we say bye-bye to this? Kindly say something on double specialization. Yeah. You remember double specialization is allowed. Mohammed, double specialization is allowed. You can do advanced taxation. You can do, in this case here, AAA. But if I were you, because of this thing of trying to get the hell out of here, because now CASLEB is becoming hellish, what I'll do one specialization now. Clear my papers, all of them. Get the CPK. And then the other area of specialization will come to do it much later. It's allowed that you can come and give a shot to a specialization paper that you never did for purpose of the license of ISPAC. I would want you guys to take a shortcut. Even if, of course, I would love to have you guys paying for 2 papers at RCM. But given that I'm also taking you as my children that I'm guiding, my real children that I'm guiding, I would rather you take a shortcut and then later on you'll come. You see, like the other semester, 2022 semester, a student went ahead and did that double specialization, and then they failed in one paper, and that paper disturbed this guy. It disturbed it. I even doubt whether he has cleared the paper. You know, once you try the paper and you fail, then CASNEB cannot allow you to go anywhere until now. Why did you try the paper yourself? Now the guy has been doing that. It was AAA. He's been doing AAA, and you know, CASNEB, once they start, I don't know whether it's bad luck or bad omen. That's what Kikuyus call ngedes bad, right? So once in this case here, you see that ngedes bad spectacles like this, then keep on failing a paper that was optional, that CASNEB never even intended you to do in the first place. I would rather you finish everything and then you come back for your double special. It's like my master's now. It's like my master's. Yes, we have classes tomorrow. I paid BDA classes, but was unable to attend classes, so did not do exams. I have those videos, Tabitha, you are very wrong. Those videos, if you try looking at them today, you can't see them. Tabitha, we are also bright. Those videos, we close them at the end of every semester. So basically, Tabitha, once I realize that you never did the exams and you had paid your full fees, we shall require you to pay what we call a retake fees. A retake fees, which Tabitha, we shall agree is how much for you to enjoy the classes and of course get Zoom. Those videos are very expensive to host them. If we give them to you permanently, I'm so sure we'll make losses as a college. All right. So in this case, Tabitha, I'm so sorry. Just to be assured that you will not pay the 8,000 again, but you shall be able to pay some fees. You shall pay some fees for you to access them. Great questions there. Can you do BDA before finishing elective papers? No, Joanne, BDA is an exit paper. It is a paper that you do last before you go for workplace things, before you go for the workshops and whatever. After paying 1,200 per paper, we shall be able to allow you, Kennedy, to attend classes till the exam results are released. Yangedes bad. Where is the timetable for online classes commencing tomorrow, Mbarak? This timetable is all over WhatsApp. I don't know how comes you haven't seen it. Nevertheless, Mubarak, you can give us a call. I'll be able to send it to you. My personal number is 0721 620 183. 0721 620 183 is my personal number if you're willing to have that timetable, if you're not in any of our WhatsApp groups. 183. Great. The school's number is 0719 525,000. When you call the 0719 525,000, you'll be able to get a very beautiful girl on the other side of the coin. But if you are interested in getting information from Mwalimu directly, you simply call me or call the other lady. She'll be able to give you a lot of information very fast. Okay, so we have only 2 lessons. Thanks, Mohammed, for raising that. We are also increasing the number of lessons. Moving forward. Most of these papers will be done thrice a week, especially the computational papers. That's from the lessons learned. You know, also as a school, as teachers, we keep on learning. These syllabus, for sure, you can't clear them in two sessions. And on that note, because you see, also when we put like three sessions, then you can't do 4 papers. Hey, you people, why are you in a hurry? Do 3 papers alone. 3 papers and then 2 papers. 3 papers if it's advanced level. 3 papers, 3 papers, and then 2 papers from 2024, that is. Do 3 papers now. Don't come to intermediate and then you do 6 papers. How do you do 6 papers in the intermediate level within 3 months? How? And then you start blaming CASNEB. No, those papers are intense. We used to teach them for 6 months initially. They're intense. Let's just move slowly, do 3 papers like that. If you do 3 papers, and then we have like each one of them thrice in a week, that means 9 sessions. Now they can fit. However, the theories, we shall only retain them twice, because you also have access to the LMS, and you also need time to study on your own. So what have we said, ladies and gentlemen, moving forward, studying this CPA is going to be what here? A full-time exercise. Ukianza CPA sasa saizi, from day one, it's a full-time exercise. Unaambia paka watoto, kama umekuwa ukipeleka watoto wako outing, unamwambia sasa tukienda outing, mimi nitakuwa na laptop yangu nakaa kwa meza fulani. Nyie endelea kucheza kule, lakini lazima msi expect kama nilikuwa napenda sana kucheza na watoto wangu sana tukienda outing, kama skating events like that, na skate na wao. Lakini ikifika sasa time shule imefunguliwa, CPA shule imefunguliwa, unaambia watoto hapana, hata mama. Unaambia mama, tukienda wewe hoteli, mimi nakupeleka wewe mama, ufanye namna gani, wewe jifurahishe. That reminds me one day, also being a wife's teacher is quite a sad thing. One day I took my family to this hotel here, Safari Park. So children were very happy. Of course, there is some swimming pool there. Not a very nice one, it's not heated. So then Madam was there. So I don't know what happened to me. Those days we used to teach physical students. All right. So I simply got myself going to the car. I picked some big envelope. I came with this big envelope on the table. I removed, in this case here, a red pen. And then I decided to do what, to start marking. And then my wife was now left there wondering, what do I do to this man? So if you are my wife and I did something like that, what would have you done, honestly? Why am I giving you that kind of a story? Ladies and gentlemen, where now we have reached, I expect you guys, of course, I don't want you to separate. You have to explain these things to your family. Tell your family, now this is serious business. When I go outside with you, don't expect me nenda kusenganga huko ati masaa ngapi, ati masaa. Me tapiga story naye 1 hour, the other 1 hour, the same kokoso. Because now things have really changed in CASNEB. If you look at how these guys are setting their exams, we must change everything. We must change everything. You can't be going outside there, these many outings, catwalking like that, and then you expect to see things in CASNEB exams. No, things have changed. We must also change radically. And one of the ways of changing radically is day one. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, as a sign off, in the next 3 to 4 years, remember there are quite a lot of rumors that, mamas, that the accountancy world is flooded in the job market. But give CASNEB and ISPAC like 3 years from today. If you will have qualified, you will be in high demand. There are great changes that are happening. Right now, if you look at, for example, it's this time around that they're trying to even define accounting. Who is an accountant? There's a bill in Parliament. For so long, we've had quacks. For so long, even cyber cafe attendants used to be registered by KRA as tax agents. That thing is not going to be there. Right now, I know of young men who are making it big time outside here simply because they have been registered by CASNEB and ISPAC as tax agents. That is where the world now is going. If you will be at a position of having passed all your papers, you have registered as a member of ISPAC, and then you are a clever kind of a person who knows, for example, this stuff of practicing, like how do I practice as an auditor? How do I practice as an accountant? How do I practice as a valuer, etc.? You will go to places. So please be serious with this thing and always look at beyond your exams. Look at beyond your exams, just passing your exams. Look at getting skills. All right, all right. And I also don't shy telling you, ladies and gentlemen, like the company that I work for a big brand. I work for a big brand. So there are guys who are working remotely for American companies. So it's about how aggressive you are. All right. So when you are studying these things, for example, if it's financial reporting, when you talk of the standards, ask me about any standard. If it's IAS 33, earnings per share, if it is, for example, IFRS 10, consolidations, if it's IFRS 3, business combinations, there is nothing. You know, some of us, for example, will listen to about IAS 12, deferred taxes, income taxes. I mean, they've got nothing. When they go for interviews, they can't tell you anything about those standards. So as you do this accounting, as you keep on blaming this CPA, there are people that I know who are eating this life of accountancy with a big spoon, very big spoon. It's about how do you master these papers. It's about how do you present yourself. It's about you knowing programs. Unfortunately, I try to sell programs to you that you guys don't even consume. Like, for example, I've always told you, there is none of my friends, none of my students who should, I mean, all of us should be members of who? Toastmasters. Is there anybody who is a member of Toastmasters out of my advice? Is there a member of Toastmasters here? Can someone talk to me? Is there a member of Toastmasters? Is there any member that we have here who happens to be a member of Toastmasters? I'm signing away. I'm signing off in a few minutes. Is there anybody who is a member of Toastmasters? Please talk to me. If yes, it's yes. If you're not, simply tell us no. I can see Nalo Tuesha Millie. Great. At least I've got one. Diria Irene? No. No. We shall overcome. No, please, if you are my student, I would always advise you to be a Toastmaster. You must be a Toastmaster. Toastmasters is a UK program that is almost free of charge, almost, not 100% free. You pay about how much? Is it 1,500? Actually, less than 1,500 per month. Less than 1,500 per month. And then they teach you how to speak English and speak well. The worst mistake that we as accountants do, and that is why lawyers defeat us. If you go to any Toastmasters club, you'll get so many lawyers there. Like PLO is a Toastmaster. Mukisa Kitui, of course, is not a lawyer, but Mukisa Kitui is a Toastmaster. Very serious guys who are serious leaders outside here. Most of them have gone through the Toastmasters program. Most of these rich people know one thing, that learning English does not stop at your undergraduate. Learning English is supposed to be a continuous thing. Actually, the more you know it, the more you should be able to study it. Trust you, ladies and gentlemen, in this social media era, if your English is sharp, you're able to speak English very well with a lot of what here, courage, you will go to places that you've never seen before. If you're able to articulate yourself, you know, there are people, I've always seen very many accountants, put 3 people together and ask some guys even to pray for those 3 people, just a prayer. And it's a family gathering. These guys cannot even open their mouths. Do we have such kind of timid people here? People can't talk. When it goes to English, for example, conversations here, I mean, they cannot speak nothing. I'm so sure there must be such people here. 80% of the public outside here will always fear public speaking. That's why somebody told us in the past. Somebody told us this thing in the past, that when we go to any barrio site where there is some congregation there are people, if you ask them to wake up and speak, they would rather be the ones who are in the casket than being where at the podium speaking. If there is any skill, remember, I'm a mentor, and I would want to mentor you guys in a great way. I would want you guys to become great people. If there is any skill that I would want you to be working on, and don't wait until you clear your CPA, until you clear your master's, because I've seen also people who have masters and even PhDs, who can't speak. is not out of their liking, it's because of lack of mentorship. If there is any skill that you should be working on so seriously, it is public speaking. And that's why I recommend Toastmasters to you. Toastmasters, do Toastmasters, and then whenever you get a chance of speaking to people, ensure unakuwa mtu wa kimbelembele. Kwa kanisa uko pale unasema hata mimi nipe chance niongee. And then never fear anything. Hata ukikosea, hata ukishrub, where they're supposed to be putting R, you put L. When they laugh, you remember to ask them, so what? So what? You are learning, isn't it? You're learning. How do we become Toastmasters? You Google here. You Google here. You'll get very many chapters of Toastmasters. There are very many chapters of Toastmasters. We have one at the United Kenya Club. All right. We have another one at Kempinski. You'll be able to go to Kempinski early mornings, twice a month. We have Toastmasters, which are purely online. Purely online. Like personally, if I had time, I would be in Toastmaster events like every other day. I can even sign up for 3 chapters. So that I can be in this chapter twice a month, that chapter. If I had time, so that now time is a limiting factor. If I had time, those projects of Toastmasters are the best. I've seen people who are great stammerers, great in stammering. But when they join Toastmasters, Toastmasters is able to give them great insights until they are able to speak fluently without stammering at all. Yep, without stammering at all. So Toastmasters is something that we have to do. If you look at even currently our parliament, MPs that we have, most of these guys, trust you me, have got nothing in between their ears, nothing. The only thing that they know, which they really worked so hard to understand, and they are really working so hard even today, is public speaking. Trust you me. The moment you are a good public speaker, there is no door that can't be opened for you. You go and, for example, even if it's at Nairobi County or wherever, go and stand at, for example, some office, big office, and then speak very good English. You'll be surprised because the guys, your opponents, the guys who are on the other side, will not be able to match how you're speaking. These guys here, in the interest of themselves, so that they are not ashamed, they'll just open doors for you. You want to see the governor? You go. So public speaking is a big thing, but I'll be able to create time and talk about that in another forum. Today, what are we talking about? We are talking about 3 things: that we have increased our fees from 4,200 to 4,500. And the new fees will be applicable from Tuesday. If you pay us something small, however small, tomorrow, you'll still enjoy that 4,200. And why have we increased fees? It's because we have brought in new things for you. For example, now we have a learning management system. All right, we're going to increase number of sessions per paper. Inflation is also biting us, right? Of course, it's also biting you. But, for you when you are alone, 300 is like small. When you give it to us collectively, it gives us a good fund we can use in this case here to increase our salaries, etc. Salaries for our employees. Now, ladies and gentlemen, number 2, we have said from tomorrow, it's day 1 policy. All of us must join classes from day 1. Number 3, CASNEB has reduced the duration for you guys to be in the CPA program or a CIFA program, any professional course program. So it's important for you to have that mentality that now CASNEB wants to chase you away. How does it, or rather, how do you run away from it? Ensuring that you are doing exams every semester, book exams. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. If you don't mind, now you would want to sleep. Otherwise, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to meeting you guys again tomorrow. Thank you very much. Please have a lovely night. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.